Good morning. I apologize for running a little late. There were some technical issues setting up the Facebook feed. Sometimes the magic works, sometimes it doesn't. It's nice to see you guys this morning. I subscribe to sort of a Dharma quote of the day thing from Tricycle, and something came over the transom today that I really liked. By Alex, I'll spell this, Tzilnic, Zelnick, I guess. Mindfulness is not a state, but an action, a cultivation of openness again and again in each moment. I really like that because, I've talked a lot about the repetitive nature of spiritual practice. And the reason why we call it a practice is we have to repeat over and over and over again. And meditation as a process is the perfect example of that. Because the mind wanders off, we bring it back. It wanders off, we bring it back. Repeat, 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 repeat. So any spiritual practice is repetitive by nature. And the reason I keep bringing that up, people come to me and say, I can't meditate because I can't get my mind to be quiet. Or they think they're not doing it right. And it's not really about that at all. It's about repeating the process and practicing it. And we get longer moments, but we still have to come back, come back, come back. It's like they say in the 12-step world, keep coming back, it works. So just thought I would share that with you this morning. I've been talking the last few weeks about what I refer to as the art of being well, of knowing you're okay, regardless of whether you feel okay. And I have been focusing mostly on being with difficult feelings, and I've touched somewhat on the narrative that we attach to that. And we can choose our narrative. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the thinking part of that. Thinking is not the enemy. People who are new to meditation think that we have to shut that off. We can't really shut that off. It's about how we relate to it and how we choose to be with it and what we choose to do with it. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But for now, let's meditate. So I invite you to find a meditation posture, one that is comfortable and if you're sitting upright, where your back is straight but not like rigid tense, that's sort of relaxed into that. It's a posture where you are alert and awake and relaxed at the same time. Somebody asked me about meditating lying down. If you're lying down, I suggest that you have your elbows on the floor but your hands in the air. That way, if you fall asleep, one of your hands will drop and wake you up. And let your gaze lower, and that relaxes the muscles around your eyes. And gently close your eyes. And let's start by taking a few slow, deep breaths. just to connect to the process of the body breathing. As you breathe out, just let your body relax and soften and settle into your seat. And letting your breathing return to normal. And as you breathe out, just relax the muscles in your face and around your eyes. Relax your shoulders to the degree that you can. Just receiving the in-breath, letting go of the out-breath, continuing to relax your chest and belly. We tend to hold our bellies tight, so this is a soft belly practice. Just let your belly relax and hang. Let it expand on the in-breath. Now I invite you to be aware of your body in contact with the chair, with your feet in contact with the floor, with the sensations of your hands resting on your lap or wherever they're resting. Just breathing in and out and connecting with the sensations in the body. Thoughts may come and go, that's okay. The mind wanders, it's one of its functions. But just come back to your awareness of what your body feels like. Maybe pleasant, maybe unpleasant, that's okay. Some of us have aches and pains. Just being aware of the simplicity of sitting in your body in this moment. And let your attention come to your breathing. Just noticing the physical sensations of the body breathing in and out. Some people focus on the sensations of the air moving in and out of your nose. That works for you. Some people focus on the sensations of the belly or the chest moving up and down. Some people focus on the overall sensations of the body breathing. Whatever is easy and most compelling to let your attention and your awareness land and focus on the sensations of breathing. If your mind wanders off in thought, it does that. It's okay. You may notice it right away, you may not, but when you do, be gentle. Just notice thinking without getting involved in the content of whatever the thought is doing at the moment. That'll shift anyway. Just notice and bring your attention back to your breathing as many times as you need to. Thoughts come and go. Thinking happens, then stops, then resumes. Thoughts appear, then recede. It's all good. And you just bring your attention back to the simplicity of breathing in and out. In this moment. The thinking mind may be making it complex and wandering from here to there and narrating. But in the simplicity, we're just sitting here in this moment. Nothing else is actually happening. We're just breathing in and out. And as we come towards the end of this sitting, I invite you to notice how you are in this moment. And allow yourself to just settle. Just settle. And if your thoughts are coming and going, that's okay. We can take a moment to turn our thoughts towards kindness and remind ourselves we're doing the best we can. And it's good enough. May whatever benefits we receive from this practice help us approach ourselves and our thinking with compassion, self-compassion, and kindness. May the benefits of this practice help you move through the world today with kindness toward yourself and towards everyone you come in contact with, the people in your household, anyone you see on the street, the grocery clerk. May the benefits of this practice enable you to see the world and yourself through kind eyes. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. May all beings be at ease and at peace. Thank you for your practice. As usual, I have put the usual information in the chat. How to find these sessions on Zoom and on Facebook. And they're all archived on YouTube and on my website and in the Facebook group, although you have to scroll through some stuff to get to it in the Facebook group sometimes. I've also included my contact information if anybody wants to get in touch with me, if you have any questions or comments. Which reminds me, Carol, I apologize for not responding to your email this week. Just sort of the week got away from me. And of course, all of this is freely given, and it's my pleasure to show up with you guys every week. There's a link for donations if you feel so moved. No obligation. So I was thinking, which is a questionable activity sometimes. And there's really not much I can do about that. Thoughts just kind of come and go. And one of the things that happened this morning, I'll let you in on one of my little meditation teaching tricks. My iPhone Bluetooths directly to my hearing aids. So I'm like, walking around listening to music, and I'm kind of like bopping a little bit, and people think that guy's probably crazy. I set the insight timer, which is how I know when, and I hear the tone in my head. It's kind of like having a gong go off in my head. Which is when I know when to end the meditation part of these sessions. And I realized that I had forgotten to do that this morning, and I'd forgotten to set up the insight timer. And of course, my thinking mind went to, oh my God, right? Some version of oh my God. So now they're going to see me like open my eyes and not be meditating and reach for my phone and do that, and I'm going to be a failure, right? And it's like all this like stuff is going on, and it's a hamster wheel. None of it has anything to do with reality, right? And that's really the lesson with the thinking mind, because it defaults negative. And none of that has really much to do with reality most of the time. There are thoughts that are real and genuine. The thought, if I ride my motorcycle where the trucks can't see me, I'll probably be killed. That's a genuine, legitimate thought. When you take the motorcycle safety training course, they show you a picture of a semi-truck from above, and there's these like wings like coming off the sides. There's like the zone where they can't see you. Don't ride there. But thoughts are random. They come and go. The thought that I am not showing up as a good meditation teacher, whatever that is, because I forgot to set the insight timer. But it's one of my defaults. We all have default thinking. And as often as not, it adds up to A plus B equals I'm not okay. My version of that comes in two flavors. One of which is I'm screwing things up. I'm a screw up. I screw things up. And the other one of which is there's a disaster 15 seconds away and I'm completely unprepared. There's nothing I can do about it. None of that is true. I mean, I know where that comes from. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I mean, my mother lived her life like there was a disaster coming down the road. And she was frightened all the time. And I could just never do anything right in front of my father. He was highly critical, so I've internalized that to some degree. Be careful what you say to your kids. It becomes their inner voice later. But what I've been talking about the last few weeks is the art of being okay, the art of being well. And as I say over and over again, our experience is in two parts. Here's what happens, here's what we tell ourselves about what happens. These are separate. And the mind has a negative default. There's actual evolutionary neurobiology behind that. It's been going on since the very beginning when we crawled out of the primordial ooze, more like a tadpole than anything else. So we can let go of blaming ourselves for the default negative thinking. It just does that. So when you notice that, what is the narrative? What are you attaching to that? I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling whatever it is that might be difficult. What do I attach to that? And the chances are I'm going to attach some version of I'm not okay as the narrative, the narrating cursive mind, discursive mind. So I'm going to invite you, when you notice that, to ask, did you intentionally cause those thoughts to arise? Did you say, yeah, I'm feeling sad today, so I'm going to decide to think that I'm a screw up and I'm bad? Or I'm going to decide to think that this is the way my life is going to be forever? Um, Whatever. Chances are you did not. These things arise on their own, unbidden, and they come and they go. Sort of like an uninvited guest. And the mind just sort of does this. This part of the mind kind of wanders around. And it has certain qualities that are predictable. First off, it's like a radio station that's on all the time. Right? One friend of mine refers to it as K-screw, the radio station of your mind is new and you're screwed. And it would have you believe it's all of who you are simply because it's the loud part. But if you've ever had squeaky brakes in your car or a hole in your muffler, it's the loud part, it's not the whole car. The rest of the car is doing fine and you're in it and doing okay. This part of the mind, if you really pay attention to it and follow it, some of the things you'll notice are, A, it's not even interesting. There's no new information here. It's rehashing old stuff or making assumptions about what might happen later. None of those assumptions ever happen. And it can't stay on any one topic for more than a second or two. It flits around from one place to the next, which is why some people refer to it as the monkey mind. Because I don't know if you've ever been around monkeys. I've traveled in India. There's lots of monkeys. One of the things that characterizes monkeys is that they cannot sit still. So this part of the mind is in motion all the time. And it's easy to get swept up in it. And one of the beauties of mindfulness as a practice is we learn to start noticing when we're getting swept up in it. So what do we do with this? These thoughts come, and I come back to a teaching I talked about last week from one of my very first Zen sittings when someone asked the teacher, what do I do with these feelings, these difficult feelings? And I think the same answer applies with these sorts of thoughts. Welcome them, be kind to them, treat them as honored guests, bow to them, and eventually they will leave. Because thoughts come and go. What you're thinking about now is not what you were thinking about 2 hours ago, which is not what you'll be thinking about 2 hours from now. And if these thoughts appear without your intention, you don't have to take ownership of it. And really, do you feel responsible for these thoughts that you didn't cause to appear? You're not. They just come and go. And yeah, they default negative. I'm messed up. I screwed up. I'm a bad teacher because I didn't set the insight timer. Whatever. Did you ask for that thought? Did you say to yourself, I would like to think badly of myself now? Or did it just arise spontaneously? They just pop up. You know, it's like having a toaster that like keeps popping up even though there's nothing in it. And it's important to remember about these thoughts. We are not these things. These are not truths. You can view thoughts like disembodied objects in space. We experience them, but they're not real. We're just the space in which they're moving. They're like little baubles floating around. And when you experience negative thoughts about yourself, I'm not okay, I'm damaged, I'm messed up, I'm stupid. Or as one friend of mine says, bad, stupid, and wrong. I'm responsible for other people's whatever it is. You can watch that like a movie that's not even interesting. And yes, you're going to have feelings attached to that. Feelings aren't reality either. And what I'm suggesting is we just allow this process to happen without turning it into an opportunity for negative self-reflection. We didn't invite these thoughts to arise. They appear on their own. And if we didn't choose them, it might be helpful to ask where they came from. Who planted this thought in the first place? I mean, whose thought is this? And as I said before, I mean, my mother's whole thing about, we're heading for disaster, and my father's whole thing about, I can't do anything right. And then I saw him doing that to somebody else, somebody who worked for him, and I realized, oh, this isn't about me at all. He just does this. These thoughts and ideas and negative self-concepts, they don't belong to you. They were handed to you by someone else, and we took ownership of them. And the truth is, a little piece of developmental psychology, we're going to teach our children most of what we're going to teach them before they are 2, maybe 3. The rest is how to do it. So this goes back to like pre-verbal, where we were learning this, and now it shows up in our thinking. And it's not ours to keep, it's not ours to hold. So how much longer do you want to hold these things that belong to somebody else? And mindfulness is about learning to, emphasis on learning to, put them down and let them go. And I talk often about the repetitive nature of practice. We have to practice it all the time. When I notice that I'm doing this, I'm saying, oh, none of that is real. I'm still okay in this moment where actually nothing is happening. And a good substitute for that is a mantra that I like. I'm doing the best I can. It's good enough. I'm doing the best I can. It's good enough. You can change your inner narrative anytime. It just takes practice. And nobody's going to walk away from a Dharma talk or a therapy session or whatever, or reading a book chapter on this and have it down, right? We practice, we practice, we practice, we practice. At the moment before Buddha was enlightened, Mara tried to stop the awakening. And after running through everything he or she could, depending on whose version of it you're reading, hurled what he thought was his most powerful weapon at Buddha, that was self-doubt. Said, who are you to think that you're someone who can awaken? And Buddha awakened like right at that moment, because his response to that was to reach down and touch the ground as if to say, just because I'm here, and he awakened right in that moment. And the thing about that, and he looked at Mara and he said, let's have tea. So he met that with gentleness. Throughout the rest of his life, Mara continued to appear. There's all these stories about Mara skulking around at the edge of the crowd while he was teaching, or sitting himself right down the front row. And all the other monks would get all like up in arms about it, and Buddha would always say the same thing. I see you, Mara. Let's have tea. So what I take away from that, even Buddha was visited by his stuff from time to time. Jesus chased the money changers out of the church and smashed things with a stick and screamed at them. So if Jesus can get angry and scared, and Buddha can get confused and be visited by his doubts, we can all lighten up on ourselves a little bit. These thoughts, they come and they go. It's like the weather or life in general. Do you blame yourself for the weather? It's raining today, I'm bad. We have no control over what confronts us when we step out the door. We don't blame ourselves for the weather. We didn't cause it. Those of you, several of you are very far north of here. You have had some days of freezing your butts off. What if I told you that's your fault? Okay. You have about as much control over these thoughts that come and go as you do about the weather. And they come, they go, clouds come and go. They're not yours anyway. You're just the vessel through which they are moving. So we practice meditation and we practice mindfulness so that we can notice when this is happening. And the more we notice and the more we practice, the more we notice. The sooner we notice when we are talking ourselves into some self-defeating narrative. And all of this is an opportunity to practice self-compassion, to explore a more gentle voice, to pause, take a deep breath when we notice, oh, I'm doing that again, and explore a more gentle voice, starting with, I'm doing the best I can, it's good enough. Or some version of that reminds you that you're okay, because you are. We just don't always feel okay, and then we start describing that to ourselves in a way that reinforces the not being okay, and I'm suggesting we don't have to do that. We can just sort of keep an eye on what our thinking is and say, okay, I don't want to go down that road, not today. So, it's all an invitation to gentleness. It's an invitation to talk to yourself the way you would talk to anybody else. So, I'd like to close by offering a poem I wrote about this sort of thing some years ago. This is called Mind Pops. Mind pops like Chinese firecrackers or Chinese food. Thoughts wash the smooth sands of Tathagata Beach. It's not like this train is going somewhere any more than the rain is going somewhere. Thank you for your kind attention. Anybody have any thoughts, comments, questions? Ken, you failed us because you didn't set the insight timer. Well, it's good to see you guys. You all know how to get, well, my contact information is there if you want to reach out by phone, email, or text. Happy to hear from y'all. I invite you to be kind and gentle with yourself, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.